Caesar had done it. His troops were on British soil. It's said that this is the only successful contested landing in British history. So how did the Romans manage it? Who were these soldiers who'd achieved such an extraordinary victory? To find out, I'm meeting David Richardson, a Roman expert and reenactor. Good morning, David.
Good morning.
Caesar has crossed the English Channel, a piece of water with a fearsome reputation.
Yes.
He's landed on the soil of the edge of the known world.
Yes.
And instead of being welcomed, he receives a hostile reception. You know, what weaponry did he have with him that made him feel confident to come on land and take on all comers?
Well, let's have a look, in fact, at the weaponry of legionary from that period. Primarily, the stabbing sword was a fearsome weapon when fighting against someone who used a long slashing sword. A long slashing sword has to be raised and brought down, exposing the torso, and that short brief time of very fast movement from a short stabbing sword will do the job.
And from behind the shield.
The shield itself
is like a little fence. I mean, that's a big shield.
Perfect cover. And the sword simply licks out from behind the shield and does all the damage. The Romans were taught to go for face, body, and in doing that, in twist pull.
Wow. I mean, actually looking at you when you raise that shield, it's a pretty formidable barrier. I mean, that's a physical barrier.
It is.
And if they're coming forwards with that, you know, it's like a moving wall, isn't it?
It is. And trying to get past those shields, some Iron Age warriors with enormous bravery would throw themselves on the shields to try and pull them down. We have accounts of that, throwing away their lives just to get past those shields, which they found virtually an impenetrable wall. Yeah. But before he ever got to that stage, the pilum, the javelin, did a lot of damage. It doesn't matter how much armour you've got on. If you're stood in a line and you've literally got hundreds, thousands of people running towards you, screaming their heads off, waving their swords and shields, if they run into you, they're going to literally knock people off their feet. They're in amongst them. To stop that charge, to slow it down, the javelin, the pilum, was thrown in volleys simply to stop that huge rush, bring the front ranks, the second ranks down, and those behind would be tripping, falling, and everything starts to slow down. And the Romans didn't just wait, they just didn't stand there. During a battle, they actually moved forward and they closed very quickly on the last few yards in a rush.
So that reduces their opponent's thinking time.
Yes.
But you've got the front man with a pilum, man behind him with one?
Yes.
Did he hand it forward to the front man to throw
You can go 3 rows back. You can get 3 out properly.
So 3 men can throw?
Three men can throw.
Were there men
easily.
behind that?
Yes, there were.
So they could hand their pilums forward. So you've got
necessary.
Potentially, you know, multiple volleys.
Yes. Yes. And as I say, even if you didn't hit anybody, if they're stuck in the ground, you're going to fall over them. It's going to cause chaos. Everybody's falling over, trampling people, and that's what the idea of it was.
Well, that's gone through, all right? Let's see. I mean, if you were trying to hold that shield, I get your point.
It's sticking in, it's falling.
And it doesn't want to come out.
Does it?
It's harder to get out than I thought it would be. Too late, you're dead.
Yes.
Because that advancing shield wall is coming towards you. That's really interesting. Can I give that a go?
Yes, please do. Wow.
You wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of that.
Not a volley of them, certainly not. That was well done.